Jimmy, I saw a YouTube short on your Wicked Chow's channel of you playing golf. Can you try speedrunning golf course? It's a custom track made by MK Mir. I believe in you. Well, if one of my subscribers is telling me that they believe in me, I don't want to let them down. So let's take on this golf course challenge. So I got a little feel for the track, driving around, trying to figure out what the best situation was. Where can I drive? Where can I not drive? I like that this entire track is based off of a mini golf course. That's what it's supposed to be. Not a real golf course, as you might imagine, but more of a real life IRL mini golf course that we, Funky Kong, Flame Runner, are going to be racing to its limits. Driving around, seeing how unique every single hole was, and getting to the end, to the very last hole, where a cannon brings us back to the start for a second lap. It was a really interesting choice, a really interesting design. Shout out to my subscriber who not only found this, but told me that I needed to speedrun it. We drove around a second time and got a time of 2 minutes and 35 seconds. The first run we did on this track, it's not a miracle, but it's just a good benchmark to start at. And after that first run, we decided to go for a second attempt right away, and we went from 235 to 231. 0.468. We lowered it a little bit, wasn't a major difference, but we went from 235 to 231, and I felt pretty happy. I told myself that we could probably shave off about 5 or 7 more seconds. These 2 runs are just baseline, the benchmark, how you might want to go about it if you're playing regular and if you're playing versus. So I decided for the third attempt to give it my all, and my all was 2 minutes and 26 seconds, 0.965. We're getting lower and lower, shaving off 9 seconds. I ended up having a couple of false starts, a couple of things taking me out of my groove, but then I had something completely accidental happen, and I tried to drift a little bit so I could hug the left side of this turn, and well, as you could see, I ended up doing a little bit of a hop over the wall and landing out of bounds. Hold on a second, wait a second. You can do that? You can hop over this wall? I didn't think of that. Let's try that in a real run. So I kept trying and trying and trying. Time after time, fail after fail. Didn't seem like we were getting anywhere, but you know what? We just had to keep trying. And after a long time of just trying this simple little trick, we got it. Now, I didn't end up finishing the run, but I was just very happy that I ended up doing this little trick. Little hop over the wall, little jump off the boost, gives us a perfect opportunity to shave a couple extra seconds. A couple of things here and there, a few bonks, a few false starts, a couple of blow-ups in our face. I was off my game again, and I felt like I wasn't going to be able to do anything better. Just the nature of speedrunning. Sometimes you have it perfect, sometimes you get out of your groove, and you feel like, oh, I don't know if it's going to happen again. And even though my best time was 226, I got back into a groove, and I ended up on my 4th actual attempt, finishing 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And it gave me hope. Locked in, turned 230 to 223.135. So far, so good, but you know what I said to myself? Not good enough. You may have gone from 235 down to 223, but this led us to an unbelievable attempt of 2 minutes and 22 seconds and 0.078 for the milliseconds. I did it. I locked in a little. I got it lower. I wasn't satisfied, man. I really wasn't. I kept trying the trick. I kept trying the wall hop. So many more attempts getting out of the groove. It felt like forever. I spent 2.5 hours just trying to nail this trick. After some time, I kind of wanted to give up. I will not lie. I went straight to the internet, found this run right here. It's a TAS bot. There's no way in heck that I was going to be able to do 1 minute and 55 seconds IRL, but I was able to take a couple of small key details from that run. And I thought to myself, you know what? Whoever's behind the TAS, if they can do one of the greatest things, such as this beautiful run, what's going to stop me from doing it myself? But after a review, I looked at this little corner here that I was trying to do the trick. Hit the boost off the little hill, hop over the wall, trying that forever, but then this miracle happened with TAS, and I said, oh yeah, I can go up the left side of the wall. I forgot about that. I could do that. And I watched this TAS run cut off a bit of the track, and he just jumped and then cut off a significant part and said, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So I tried it, and my first attempt went like this. Not a horrible first attempt, you know. I was just happy that I got it. I was actually scared that there was gonna be something along the lines of out of bounds. And believe it or not, this happened where I ended up going out of bounds on one of my attempts. And though I lost my mushrooms here, I tried it again just to make sure, and did confirm you could go out of bounds. So I forgot that was a thing, but I had to get over that was going to happen, and that I am a speedrunner, that I can end up cutting off a good amount of the track without worrying. So I did. With my surprise that I was able to do it, I had my first lap, best lap ever, and I got 1 minute, 7 seconds, and 308 milliseconds. I was locked in when I crossed the line for lap 1. Then I went for it on lap 2, and oh my golly gosh, goodness gracious, wow. I felt terrible. I felt like this was going to be a better run. I felt like this was the one that was going to get me under 220. Unfortunately, I fell off the track, dropped the controller, hands in my face. I'm sitting there for about 30 seconds and I'm saying to myself, I just need one more attempt, just one. And that one last attempt was this one here. We got a 2:15.889. Final attempts, last opportunity. I was gonna go crazy if I didn't end up making it, but I did. I dropped it under 220, and I had the best lap recorded in game of 1:07.672. Doesn't mean that that was the best lap. It just technically means that for this run, for this ghost, for this track, 1:07.672 was technically the best. I was very happy that one of my subscribers told me to try speedrunning this track. I'm very thankful that not only I could speedrun for them, but I got to speedrun a really interesting course made by MK Mir. I did it for MK Mir, I did it for 2 packs, 1 guy, and I did it for myself. I had a lot of fun on this track. I lowered it from 235 to 215, a whole 20 seconds difference. And for some reason, if speedrunning this track was to continue, I wouldn't have a doubt in my mind that somebody would take my my 215 and lower it to 210 flat. Maybe there's a chance that they can get better than 210. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get close to the 155 that the TAS run is for right here, but if you're telling me my 215 goes to 210, or heck, it even goes to 205, that would be amazing. I'd love that. I'd love the opportunity to either do it myself, but I'd also love if somebody else in the community came along and said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. With all that being said, thank you for staying to learn about my journey on the Mario Kart Wii custom track known as Golf Course.